She wants to know if she's the a-hole for retaking bridesmaid photos without one particular bridesmaid. Now, the bridesmaid had a couple of infractions. One was definitely, and then there's one that she has absolutely no control over whatsoever. But I think this bride really thought that people were going to like have her back. Oh, but the comments on Reddit absolutely did not. But I wanted you guys to take in the whole story. Again, am I the a-hole for retaking bridesmaids' photos without one particular bridesmaid? I, 23-year-old female, got married 2 weeks ago to my 24-year-old male husband, and it was so great. I had 5 bridesmaids plus my maid of honor, but I'll just refer to all of them as bridesmaids. Between the ceremony and the reception, we took photos as you do. The problem started when it was time to take photos with my bridesmaids. One of my bridesmaids, 23-year-old female, and who I've been friends with since college, is super tall and has a muscular build. I'll call her N. N really stands out next to me and my other bridesmaids. She was also wearing a patterned dress when I specifically asked all my bridesmaids to wear solid colors. They got to pick their own dresses and just had to match the color I picked ahead of time. So between the dress and her build, N really stood out in the photos and was throwing them off. After the first round of pictures, we all gathered around the photographer to see what we had so far. And I swear, everyone had the same thought simultaneously. Of course, nobody said anything because she's our friend and we wouldn't want to be rude. I would have just sucked it up, but N herself turned to me and said, I understand if you want to take some without me. She didn't seem sad or anything, and she was even laughing a little. So I told her I thought that was a good idea, and me and my other bridesmaids retook the photos without her. Fast forward to about an hour into the reception. N finds me and congratulates me and says something came up and she needs to leave early. So we say goodbye and that's it. So now it's been 2 weeks since my wedding. And I haven't heard from N at all. But that's not strange since I've hardly heard from anyone since I know I'm on my honeymoon, LOL. The photographer sent me the finished photos yesterday, and I posted my favorites on Facebook. I didn't include any with N since I was only posting like 30 of the absolute best ones.
Damn, should have named her out.
Pretty quickly after posting them, N messaged me saying how hurt she was that I didn't post any with her in them and that I took photos without her in the first place. I apologized, of course, and told her I would post the rest of the photos in a few days. I also reminded her that she was the one who suggested I take some without her. She called me a narcissist and selfish, and now she's not responding to me at all. I'm so confused since she literally told me I could retake them without her. I also don't think it's such a crime for me to want my wedding photos to be perfect. My husband also agrees with me. Well, of course he does. You're newly married.
Smart man.
However, I can tell she's really hurt, and she's not the type to get worked up like this over nothing. Am I the a-hole?
Ooh. This is why, as somebody who is notoriously high maintenance and has a stick up her butt most days, it's one of those situations where as a bride, you kind of have to look at the situation like, do I want to be seen as a B now or a B later? And I think by not being a B before the wedding, by doing some kind of like dress check, we ended up in a situation where it's like you had these expectations for your photos and now you're in this awkward situation because maybe you're a little loosey-goosey with the rules and homegirl and just showed up in a patterned dress looking like a clown or whatever. So it's tough. And I get where she's coming from because I would feel some type of way if my friend A did that, even though I would be running my wedding like the Navy. I would not be allowing any of that shenanigans. But yeah, you got to post at least one photo with your girl. Like, I think she's not wrong for feeling a certain way about the photos. Like, I get it. Like, they don't look good. They don't look how you envision them. Like, I think that's something to be disappointed about. But I do think it says something about you as a friend if you're just going to totally ignore the fact that she was even at your wedding and not post a photo of her on Facebook.
Yeah, now, while I would have posted at least one photo with my friend just to do it, I completely understand not doing it. I don't think she did anything wrong, especially for the friend to laugh at it. And it's like you're admitting that you know what you're doing and you're aware of it and you just don't care. And then you can take the pictures without me. That would have been the green light for me to do exactly what I felt like I needed to do, which is X you out because you didn't have camaraderie with all of the other bridesmaids when you knew that you should have. So I don't think she did anything wrong.
You don't think she did anything wrong? Oh, see, I'm in the total opposite camp. One of these comments was the one that I was like vibing with. She saw how she stood out and probably suggested taking some pics without her to make an excuse and lighten the mood. Such comments should always be met with, of course we're not. You're part of my wedding. Not actually taking new photos without her and then showing her these are the ones you prefer. So I think when they're looking at them, I think she said that to like, I think she said that, but I don't think she really wanted her to do that. And as the bride, if that's your friend, then you don't take pictures without one of your bridesmaids. And if you're that particular about the dress, then you should have had dress approval before anyone bought them. Like I gave my friends free range. I'm like, here's the color. Find a dress that you feel most beautiful in that suits your body type. Everybody sent me their dresses and I gave them a thumbs up on every single dress.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing. Is that what she did? Did she give everybody the opportunity to kind of pick their own version of the dress?
Yes, but she wanted them solid colors. But this one went with a pattern,
right,
and therefore threw off the vibe.
That's what I'm saying is, yes, like I think in that situation, like I get the socially acceptable thing to do would have been like, oh, no, like of course, like, stay in here. But at the same time, this is my wedding, bro. And I gave you one clear rule, like wear a black dress, wear a gray dress, and you show up in a chevron, absolutely not, my friend.
And somebody had also pointed out, you posted 30 photos and not even one had her in it.
Yeah.
Like,
She sent the message
that is
back.
wild.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the rare moments with AITA where it's everyone sucks here. ESH. The bride sucks. The bridesmaid sucks. Everyone played this badly. They're all a-holes.
I feel like Photoshop could have fixed the dress somehow. Like I feel like if you had spent a little extra money, you could have just gotten like the dress fixed somehow, and then then everybody wins. She gets to be in the photos, and she looks like the rest of the crew.
No, this here, this was a resounding. She's the a-hole. Like
Which one?
Everybody,
friend?
the bride,
The bride.
the bride.
Really?
This was, I mean, yeah, everybody. Because the main thing was, dang, you really are a rather S friend. You really told her that her quote unquote build doesn't match your aesthetic. People were very hyper fixated.
That part is crazy. I don't really understand that part. But
yeah.
the dress part I get, though. It seemed like a pretty simple instruction to follow.
That I agree with, and then also leaving early, like leaving the wedding early is kind of suspect.
Well, maybe she felt uncomfortable because clearly her friend had felt some type of way about her standing next to her and not wearing the right dress. Like I'm sure she was made to feel like an outcast and was like, I'll bounce.
That would make me cry.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. She left early because if I'm standing there and you're the one bridesmaid out and they're all retaking the photos without you in it, that's going to make me feel a certain way, and I'm probably going to leave early too.
I would just feel like you wanted to stand out, and now you are.
The Bert Show.